Welcome into the Lycamobile Jaguars Jam Week 4. The Jags headed to Denver to face the Broncos. JP Shadrick, linebacker Najee Goode with us. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Had a hot one today.
Hot one, huh?
Yeah,
The practice field in Florida still hot, even though fall is knocking on the door, huh? It's still warm out.
Record-breaking temperatures.
Still.
Right. Record-breaking speed, too.
That's right. I like that. Exactly. We'll see what happens this Sunday in Denver. So here we are. We got some questions coming up from some UK fans and media. But first, a new part of the show this season is a drawing. I don't know if it's a contest per se, but we're going to get you to draw something about 30, 40 seconds and then autograph it, and we'll send it to a fan. You get to draw the Jaguars logo today, starting now, and we'll preview the Denver Broncos while Najee gets to drawing. 30 seconds. He hasn't even started yet. The Broncos 0-3. They had the tough loss week 1, a really tough loss in week 2 against the Chicago Bears on a last-second field goal. Then they go to Green Bay last week as well. They traded for Joe Flacco. He's the quarterback. The Broncos defense has not recorded a sack or a takeaway in 2019, and that includes Von Miller, the fantastic outside linebacker for the Denver Broncos, multiple-time All-Pro player, of course. He has been held off the stat sheet in terms of sacks this year, 10 total tackles. 1 sack in his career against the Jaguars, including a sack forced fumble to end a football game. Joe Flacco so far for the Denver Broncos on the offensive side of things. Well, he was traded over, of course. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions this year, a rating of just over 87. And Najee, I'm trying to stall for you, bud. I'm trying. I know you just started over on the drawing.
Omaha.
But there's Joe Flacco in his career, 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions against the Jaguars. I got to call time on you here at some point. We've got to get to the questions today.
You got the teeth.
Okay, he's drawing the outside. He's cheating a little bit with the logo behind us on set.
Got the nose.
You're getting close. It's not bad. Okay, let's call it. What do you got for us? No, easy.
Need some whiskers.
Let's see it.
Spots.
Let's see it. What's the Jaguar logo in your? Hold it up for the camera for us. Okay, that's not too bad, actually. Considering you started over from scratch and did that in like 10 seconds.
I'm an artist, man. I love to draw. So
You do?
This is rough. This is rough.
But in a pinch, that's not bad. That's the best one we've had yet. I'll say that. There we go. Autograph that, and we'll send it to a fan over in the UK coming up. Let's get to the questions today, starting with Kevin Rates. And it's about the quarterback. How does Gardner Minshew affect the locker room? Does everybody feel pumped up on defense and offense, and has the atmosphere changed at all because of him? I know you're right a few lockers down from Gardner. What is he like in the locker room?
Gardner he's a character, man. Like when he first came in, I called him Karate Kid because he wore those headbands. Instant classic. And shoot, he's been an instant classic. He's one of those guys that we've seen him take shots since Baltimore. We've seen him go through a little bit of, criticism and a little bit of adversity already. And, he stepped up and did his thing. And he's one of those guys, after playing for so long, you see quarterbacks that don't really care about too much. And he got the just right amount of not caring about it enough to care about the rest of the guys in the locker room, man. And I love it.
It's fun to watch. There's no doubt about that. When he goes out there, you just don't know what's going to happen, but it's probably going to be good. At least so far it has been.
Yeah, and the mustache is epic.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Would you ever shave the rest and keep the mustache?
Oh, man, if I could grow that thing, I would definitely. He need to start making those ones, costume mustaches like Verrazio had for the Cavs. Need to get a mustache. Everybody want to wear them at the game.
I like that. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Well, I'll tell you, if the Jags win the next 6 with him at quarterback, everybody will have a mustache in that locker room. That's how that's going to work. Sporting Life has a question. As a defensive player, do you feel more pressure when signing for a team that's been known for having an elite defense over the last few years? You're new to the organization here. You've been in the division before last year, didn't you, of course, but this is a group that has a lot of hopes to get back to where they were a couple years ago.
Yeah, I actually like it. I like it because of the opportunity that you get to play with guys that are great, like, Miles, Calais, Jalen, Ronnie, and all those guys. And then you got to step in and they want to see a different flavor of you, ask, why have you been in the league so long? What type of impact plays, made? And it's kind of like the same thing when I was in Philly on the Super Bowl team. We had guys like Fletcher Cox, Malcolm Jenkins, Rodney. So being here playing with, Miles and Jalen and them, actually our D-line is off the chain, so it'll make my job a lot easier. They said people think it's harder. I'm just like, look, let them go do everything.
Just stand back there and watch them work.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's a good thing to have for sure. Let's go to Michael Johnson now has a question. Was football always going to be your career, and did you ever think about staying with engineering? You studied engineering at West Virginia. Obviously, you wanted to go to the NFL right away. You've done that. But at some point when it's done, whenever that is, could you fall back on that?
Yeah, definitely. I have some things that I do outside of it. I have a tech company. We're actually based out of the UK, and Shoreditch, London. So I'm going to take a little trip over there when we get there.
I like that.
Yeah.
What's it called?
VPO.
Okay.
VEEPIO. But, I've always thought of, doing something with architecture, computer drawing, computer analytics. And I love cars growing up. My dad worked for Ford. My grandfather worked for Chrysler. So it's kind of been in the family. And I kind of just fell onto it. But I'm pretty good at football, so I'm going to stay here for as long as I can.
Yeah, because once you step away, there's no coming back a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure. What does the company in London do? What do you guys specialize in?
So we make all the digital media interactive. So when you see pictures and videos, hopefully it'll be with the Jags soon, you can click on them. If you see a player that you like his shirt, you got the Minshew mustache, and you want to buy it right off Amazon straight from the team shop, you can click on it. If it's a highlight video, him throwing the touchdown pass to DJ Chark or, Leonard Fournette running the ball, you can, click on it right when it's playing and buy it.
Or it's Najee Goode deflecting a pass that could have been a touchdown, so you left that one out.
Yeah. You gotta be humble.
I like that. That's good stuff. Let's go next question. Julie McLean asking, who's your best mate at the Jags? Is there someone you're constantly hanging with in the locker room?
Yeah, good linebackers. We all stick together, man. Now we got a funny group. Miles, it's funny, man, because I'm like the old man. I've been the old man in the group, but guys that I hang out with, Marcel Darius, that's my boy. We came in together. And Miles and Leon Jacobs. Miles is like a funny, hilarious jokester. You got Leon trying to be all serious. You look like one of them Spartan 300 warriors. So just to see them two argue with each other, and then I get to come in and like calm it down. I get to play like the big brother, the uncle of the group. So it's funny to be around those guys.
Marcel Darius is one of the most fascinating people I've been around.
Oh my God, yeah, he is.
Once you get him talking,
he think he a skinny model, but he 360 pounds, and he dressed like he from California, but he from Mississippi. Dude is outside the box, but I love it.
There's no doubt about that. It's fun. Yeah. It's fun to have in that locker room. Sporting Life, we mentioned some defensive guys there, but who are the defensive leaders on the Jags? I mean, this is not really, you have captains and all that, but this seems a little deeper than that. Who would you consider?
Yeah, a lot of guys that people don't talk about, I would consider, man, is a guy like AJ. AJ is a leader just by how he works. He's quiet, but he came up and talked to us before personally in the team defense, and he's always about his craft, always working. When he was hurt a little bit, and then he's back to full strength now, but man, he just consistently rolls, and my locker is next to his, so we talk about a lot of stuff that's happening on the field. Calais is definitely, one of the guys that's more vocal. He sounds like Shaq, but, he's a little bit more vocal. And then, I take that role upon myself. And then on the football field, all 11 guys when we out there. And it's good to see, like, the younger guys stepping up like Ronnie and J-Dub just going out there and making plays. And
yeah, A.J. Boye's story is fascinating, too. I mean, the guy was an undrafted player, worked his way up into a big-time free agent gig, and an all-pro. I mean, that's a rags to riches story, really, in the NFL.
Yeah, and I mean, he does it. He goes about it every day. And it's just cool to see that, man, because, like, I, played against AJ for a while. And, like, I heard about him, but I never got to see who he was. And after coming here, it was pretty easy to tell why.
Peter McNichol has the next question here. What would your
name.
You like that name?
Peter McNichol.
It sounds British, like a British boxer or something.
Like be an actor.
Or an actor. One of the two. What would your one piece of advice be to an aspiring linebacker?
Aspiring linebacker is see what you hit. That's something I always got to work on. Make sure you gotta see what you hit. Keep your eyes open, and there's so much stuff that's gonna happen in the game. I've played on 6 different defenses. All these different guys. At the end of the day, you gotta go hit the ball. So see what you hit.
Yeah, because if you're looking away or looking around for something else, it's gonna go right by you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
How that works. Tony Smith, what was playing in Super Bowl 52 like? Was it hard to concentrate on the game with all the fanfare surrounding it?
Honestly, man, Super Bowl 52 was undescribable in a lot of ways. But just the one way I can think about it, man, is it's kind of like that final exam that you prepare for, and that's, you know, all the answers to the test. And, I mean, you just go out there and honestly, you just have fun, man. You just have fun, and you know what you want to do. You know it's the only game that everybody is watching, and nothing else matters because this is the last game of the season. And then that sea of green and, you know, red and blue playing against the Patriots, I mean, every injury, every, you know, illness, everything just went away. I mean, it was the dead of winter. It was like negative 17 degrees, and it was ridiculous. Right. But in that dome, I mean, it just, you know, it felt like ice was in everybody's veins, and you just went out there and just played hard and, you know, played with the quarterback we got here. So Nick was out there doing his thing, and it made the game, you know, as live as it was.
Now, I think you had a couple of special teams tackles in that game, if I'm not mistaken,
I had 3.
Right? So when you're first on the field in a Super Bowl game, what was the first play you were involved in?
The first play I was involved in was the second kickoff.
Okay.
Yep, and in that second kickoff, I came downfield, made a tackle inside the 15 on Deion. I want to say it was Deion Lewis, and it was either Deion Lewis or James White, one of those two. And it was like an open field tackle, and like
you were hyped.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was going crazy. I had all this custom design stuff on there. I got to make a play, you know, on the bigger stage, and I mean, it's just a feeling that you get. I mean, people always say like you never arrive, but that's the final game that you have to arrive. So it's like either you arrive or you don't.
Yeah. If you arrive, you're holding the Lombardi. If not, you're going home.
Right, exactly. And making that play kind of felt like that.
That's pretty awesome, man. Now time for our question of the week from one of the UK's JagTag participants, presented by LGT Vestra US. JagTag, a simplified version of American football played in schools around the UK. The question this week from Christian Hall, 16-year-old from Gateshead College. Do you still get nervous when you're about to take the field?
That's a good question, man. And in all honesty, yeah, you do. You get nervous because I think of it, you know, coaches have said that. Our linebacker coach says it now, and I've heard other coaches say it, but you get nervous because you're anxious. And in that feeling of anxiety comes nervousness because you don't want to, you know, you do not want to fail, but at the end of the day, you're doing what you got to do, and the anxiety and excitement is for, you know, a thrive to succeed. So you want to make sure that, you know, you're taking the right steps, you're doing the right things, you're going through your checks and your calls, and, you know, you're making the proper adjustments. And, you know, since you go over that stuff so much during the week, that nervousness turns to excitement, turns to anxiety, you know, turns anxiety off, and then you just go out there and play. If
you don't have a little some butterflies or something, then, then you're dead, right?
Yeah.
You got to have something to you before you
Oh, yeah, and our DJ here is pretty live, so them butterflies come out pretty soon, pretty quick.
Final thought here. Hey, it's week 4, and there's a lot of noise around the team outside of the building right now. What's the mood like in there? How confident is this football team heading to Denver this week?
We're very confident in the fact that, you know, no matter what happens, our offense, you know, I mean, it's not like that they're on such a whole different track. Those guys play together, they can move the ball. Yeah. And, you know, the Karate Kid back there, he gonna you know, swing and chop and throw the football. So I know he's going to do that. And on defense, you know, the best part about what we did on Thursday up front was we disrupted the quarterback. So, I mean, I don't care if you got stick figures back there playing. If you disrupting the quarterback, you see it, how we did it on Thursday night, or you see it against great quarterbacks like Tom Brady. You know, years past, this team has done that before. They disrupt the quarterback and they get after it and they win the game.
Let's do it again. How about that?
Yeah, repeat.
Love it.
Keep repeat.
Just keep hitting that button over and over again.
Sir.
Appreciate your time. Good luck to you, man.
No doubt. Thank you.
Najee Goode joining us this week on the Lycamobile Jaguars Jam. See you next week.